Yes, good morning. It is Monday, April 10th, and the day that Sergio Garcia wakes up as Masters champion, having finally broken through to his first major at Augusta National yesterday. Cara Robinson with Gary Williams, Damon Hack, a man who has competed in 15 Masters tournaments, John Cook. Wow, that was some Sunday show, guys. John, it took Sergio 74 attempts to break through. He is now a major champion. You've experienced the chase for one of golf's big four. What was it like to see Sergio achieve a career-long goal yesterday?
Yeah, 74 starts, first major. He played himself off a list that's you have to have done something to be on this list, and it's very difficult to get off that list. It's not a list you really want to be on. You know, best player not to have won a major. But he played it off in style with grace and couldn't be happier, really. He deserves it. It's a deserving champion, and the way he did it, punch, counter punch with Rosie, just a great performance.
Remarkable. You were there all week long. What was the atmosphere like surrounding someone that everyone knew had been trying to do this for so long?
You know, I think, Cara, that's one of the great takeaways that I have from the week. He got wonderful support, and you know how everybody is at Augusta National. All the patrons are very respectful of all the players, but for them to be chanting his name on that green is something I never anticipated or thought would occur for a number of reasons. Primarily that they were chanting it after he would have won a green jacket, Damon.
The whole thing is improbable. Conventional wisdom told us that Sergio Garcia would not win a major championship, and if conventional wisdom was wrong, Sergio Garcia would not win a green jacket at Augusta National. The scar tissue was supposed to be too deep, the burden's too big to overcome. That he dug deep on that golf course and beat that field and those players, Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, you name them all, Rory McIlroy, Justin Rose,
Adam Scott, and go on and on and on.
And another thing, too, Sergio Garcia will be hosting the Champions Dinner next year. He will be going to Augusta National for the rest of his life.
Yes.
It is absolutely remarkable.
Amazing, as he said. I get to call myself Masters champion. It's amazing. Redemption is the word that I felt watching all of this unfold. We mentioned it, the 74 starts. In that time, he has had 22 top 10 finishes in majors. 12 of those are top fives. 4 of those are runner-ups. This is a guy that has come so close so many times, perhaps a long way, did make it all the more sweeter. You know, there's often a conversation about Europe and America, and really, whilst this was a huge victory for Spain yesterday, there was no denying that. There was a lot of sentimentality about it. This was actually about seeing one of the greatest golfers of his generation rewarded on the biggest stage, and you could feel that from the patrons' unwavering support yesterday. Gary, you mentioned it. They understood the journey that he's been on and the bigger story that this is. To hear them, an American crowd chanting his name on the 18th green was phenomenal. And psychologically as well, guys, it was a different Garcia to who we had become accustomed to watching. And I'm fascinated to hear what Dr. Gio will say about what was a mental victory for a previously traveled player. I know he's going to join us in a minute, Damon, and there's so much to ask him about.
People love a comeback story. Sergio Garcia was little boy lost for the last several years, and people wanted to see him reach that pinnacle. He's had the love-hate relationship, you know, having problems with the crowd in New York and Bethpage. Another thing I think is interesting, you mentioned his resume. When David Duval won his first major championship and only major championship in 2001, he said all of those battle scars suddenly become badges of honor. Now we're going to look at Sergio's record and say, wait, 22 top 10 in majors, 4 runner-up finishes. Now it's going to be you're a Masters champion and a Players champion, and you've also been in the thick the heat of battle all of those times. So now all of those things that we used to see as shortcomings, and Duval said it beautifully then, now they look like badges of honor. You were actually in the thick of it. You were in the heat of the fight.
Yeah, just, the scar tissue and all those experiences. We've always said it, you know, experiences, whether they're good or bad, are experiences, and you draw on those. And Sergio, I'm sure at some point yesterday was going, oh, here we go, or no. He battled, he dug down deep to do it, and yeah, it was just a great drama, great theater yesterday. At
times that we would have otherwise seen him say, here we go again. Like when his tee ball on the 13 ended up in the Pine Needles, he dealt with these situations incredibly well. Does a victory like this John, give hope to some of those names that are still on that list of best players without a major?
Well, it depends on your age, obviously, like a Lee Westwood. No, maybe you never know about that. But I think the younger guys that are not on that list, I think it does give them great hope. And it depends on where it is, where those major championships are. But yeah, absolutely, the Matt Kuchars of the world certainly. You had to be paying attention. You
know what? And the word I would use is finally. I'm sure for him in his own mind, he's saying finally. And I think for a long time, many of us thought that he felt he was owed something. The game doesn't owe you anything. You have to earn it. And the manner in which he earned that victory yesterday, I know is going to make him proud for the balance of his life.